we want to know what you love. It could be music, it could be art, it could be film, it could be whatever. I don't know.
No.
I don't want to watch that video. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and
Munchkins.
Yeah, those people. We're glad you're back here with us again, here at Share What You Love, where we want you to share what you love. That could be a song, that could be a work of art, that could be your favorite hobby. We're back again. This time we are continuing the trend that we've been running with. We're going with music. Once again, from the personal social media that we suggestions that we threw out there. This today is going to be the Sex Pistols. Where are you at with those guys?
Well, obviously I know the name. I grew up with a whole lot of classic rock, metal, a lot from their era, but they were never really a household name for me. Mm-hmm. So this will be new for sure. Fair
enough. I have what I would consider to be the pretty usual exposure as far as the Sex Pistols go. I'm familiar with names like Sid Vicious and Johnny Rotten. I found out they only have one actual album. Like the Sex Pistols have been around in one form or another for over 40 years. But you got your primary group that released the album, which is Nevermind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. That's where the song that we're going to be listening to today comes from. It's their third single, comes from like 1977, so in just a little bit older than me. This song is not one that I've heard before, despite any other exposure I've had with the Sex Pistols, so today you are getting a first-time reaction from both of us. Not a lot more to say about the Sex Pistols in that regard. Like I mean, God Save the Queen is a classic. Anarchy in the UK. I know I've heard a few other things from them, but not Pretty Vacant. So let's do something about that, shall we?
Roll the damn tape!
Fine. Okay, I'm digging that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very much Sex Pistols. It sounds like dismissive to say it's what I would expect, but when you got a name like the Sex Pistols and you've got their kind of record, I kind of expect more. So this is to say this is what I would expect means that they're hitting that mark. They're bringing it. Yeah, you don't want to go firing Sex Pistols just anywhere. Be careful.
Somebody's going to get pregnant. No, where the fuck has that been all my life? Seriously, because that was good. I liked that. It was bouncy. Yeah.
You need to listen to more Sex Pistols then.
I do.
Yes.
So something that's really weird is in my original music, when I write, apparently from what my uncle and bassist tells me, is I'm very punk. I did not grow up with a lot of punk. So this is actually in my wheelhouse of what comes out of me naturally. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're getting that punk delivery that Johnny Rotten's known for. Yeah. I'm sure he's like one of the foundational influencers, but kind of reminds me of Jello Biafra from the Dead Kennedys, just kind of real bouncy pitch, sort of like there's a tonal pocket he's sticking around in, but it's not real solid, but it's just a real kind of dynamic feel to it.
Tonal pocket.
Yeah. Well, where else are you going to stick your Sex Pistols? Anyway.
I've heard of the Dead Kennedys too, but I have not heard them. I hear all these names and I'm just like, what?
There's so much more of the Dead Kennedys than what I know, but I could still say with confidence, I'm pretty sure that's something you'd enjoy. We'll have to mark that one down
another time.
Okay, so we've broken the music long enough, so here we go. How's it hitting you content-wise? Lyrically, what's it bringing to you? Cause to me, it's kind of like that sort of almost an encapsulation of what punk was to begin with, right? That just sort of antisocial, sick of society and the expectations and my lack of a place in it kind of feel.
Yeah, definitely. Getting a lot of that.
Yeah.
I feel like I need much more exposure to punk, though, like I said. So, yeah, bring that on, for sure.
Yeah, well, if you guys want to hear some more punk, the door's open. And it's up to you. So, again, if you want to hear something, throw it out there. Give us something to pick from, right?
You punk.
All right. Take it, Johnny.
He means by that, like we're pretty vacant, meaning like, yeah, we're just here and we don't feel like interacting with you, or
well, that's I was kind of thinking about it there for a little bit, because like in this instance is the voice of the song from their perspective, or is it like speaking in somebody else's voice to kind of parody something. Like specifically here, I could see the interpretation of feeling so disengaged and uninvolved from society that you just feel empty, just like it says like vacant, unoccupied. But I could also see it like in lines where he's talking about, you'll always find us out to lunch. And what got to me really to think about it was, right there in the chorus of it, we're so pretty. Like if you've ever seen a picture of these guys, I should have a picture to pull up for him. They're either not literally talking about themselves, or they're doing so ironically, because the part of the "I'm done with society" portion of punk was in the fashion they chose, and the crazy spikes and piercings, things that would still stick out to this day, honestly. I mean, they're more accepted just from exposure over time, but if you saw somebody walking down the street that looked like a punk from one of these days, it looked like Johnny Rotten, you would notice them. They would stand out.
Yeah, there's, like, I remember looking up punk because I was interested, and I got a lot of pictures, and there was one in particular of this couple, and they're old now, but like in their very early years, they had like the Liberty spikes and the everywhere spikes. I don't know what those are called, but the male, he like kneeled down to this kid who was like touching the spikes on his jacket because he was super like intrigued, and he was just so happy to show him like, yeah, this is punk, this is me. And I thought it was really cool. So
yeah, exactly. I'm not a scholar on this by any means, but yeah, from what I know of punk, it is just a rejection of the norm, rejection of empty culture. It really, that's a good summation to a lot of it. It's a big middle finger to the rest of society. What you think is important, what you portray to be important, is really not important, and you're fake and you're empty. What makes me think the Pretty Vacant they're not talking about themselves.
That makes more sense. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why that's not more of a thing today. Like, is punk still rampant and I'm just not seeing that?
I think you'll find like, it sounds really scenestery and gatekeeperish to say true punk, but like what I consider to be more, visceral punk, more in your face, not mainstream. There's going to be pockets of that around from what I've seen, but just like anything that's around long enough and gets popular enough and has enough definition to get latched onto by corporate interests or labels, you're going to get some watered down, prettier versions, which still have their own merit. I mean, good music is fun to listen to, or has an edge to it, or has that hook, something that's going to bring you in.
I kind of feel what you mean there, though, like corporate pretty versus like raw punk. That just brought me back to a time I was walking around Deep Ellum, and there was this bar, I don't remember what it was, but it was just like a big garage. It was open to the public. There wasn't really a front door, and there was this punk band in there. And as me and my friends were approaching, I just started doing this. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Yeah. And like, I loved it. We went into there and I was like, we need more of this. What the fuck's going on with the world? And I never saw them again. But let's bring it back. Like, me, you, let's do it. Let's start a band right now. What would we call ourselves? Comment that. What would we be as a punk band?
Punk names can be pretty fantastic. Well, I mean, the Sex Pistols
ass
could be out there. You never know.
Somebody look that
up. On somebody else's phone. Probably.
Yeah, not mine.
Yeah. Just that sort of individualism, individualism that still holds a sense of community.
I like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of punk initially came from just that sensation of being disenfranchised. Like Sex Pistols, again, God Save the Queen.
She's dead, by the way.
Well, I mean, there's more dead queens than there are living ones. That's not even counting Freddie Mercury. But just this song in particular, I really did enjoy that. That was a good entry from the Sex Pistols.
Yes, I like that too. That was a good choice.
Speaking of this song and good choices, I forgot to mention earlier, this was a suggestion from Michael O'Gwyn. Augie, wherever you're at out there, man, appreciate you speaking up. He actually gave us about 3 suggestions. This is the one that we're going with for the moment. But
thank you, Michael.
Appreciate you.
All right, guys, so that is all we have for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Just show us what you love. Share what you love, because the more you tell us, the more we're going to be here.
By all means, yes, please comment. That's a big thing about the whole share what you love concept, is that we're getting involved with each other. We're, conversing about the things that we enjoy, what we enjoyed about them. Maybe it's what you didn't enjoy about it. That's valid too. But please engage.
Yeah, and we've got more episodes coming out weekly, and you'll be hearing from us what we love as well.
We'll share too. This is not a one-way street. Thank you very much for joining us.